Okay, part 4 of our intro to 1105. So I'm going back into the student preview, and I have to start over. Sorry, every time it doesn't save it. So once you've clicked welcome again, then you can get into all these things sequentially, course intro videos. That's where we are now. Then get into start here, statement of professionalism, and then start here module, and then let's get into learning tools. So go through all these guys, how to succeed in this course, and then you'll get week 1. So the first week we're going to cover, and again it's due June 10th. I'm trying these Monday due dates. Then you're going to get into 6 pages of information, and you'll get to a quiz at the end. You'll do an introduction and you'll do the quiz, okay? So you'll have to scroll down a little bit, make sure that you're able to see all of the information. Lots of links in here, but this is a really nice quotation from George Wiley. So he was asked to define art, and he says art is like soup. There will be some vegetables you don't like, but as long as you get some soup down you, it doesn't matter. So not all the work that you're going to see in this course is going to make sense to you or will be enjoyable. And partly my job and the job of this course is to get you to change your view of what makes up art and what people's intentions are. And it isn't always beauty, and it isn't always representational, meaning it doesn't always look like something that you recognize. So down here, you're going to get a breakdown of the week's worth of points. And then the introduction is going to be 10 points. The chapter quiz of 1 and 2 is combined into 1. Is 10 points. Now, not all the chapter quizzes are going to make total sense. Like I said, I condensed this down from a 15-week course. I'm going to clean up the second half of the course. I still haven't quite gotten there with some of the way that the chapters are lined up. But you will have a combined quiz usually. There's 12 quizzes for 19 chapters. So that's a little confusing. Also do the readings in the book right here. Make sure you're getting to the book. Oh yes, and we forgot to mention where the book is. So over here you can click on textbook and then you will sign in. Okay, this is me, picture of me, and this is the 8-week summer course. If there's any issues with this, contact customer service here and find out what's going on. I do think they're asking for money at this point, but I'm not sure. Everything has really changed, and this is the last semester we're using this book. In the fall, we're changing books. So contact them and then let me know what's happened. Okay, that's where the textbook is. And over here, if you wish, the PowerPoints and PowerPoints with audio, what we're doing right now is sort of a PowerPoint with audio. We're going through them. The different, well, it's not PowerPoint with audio, but this is. So this is the PowerPoint right here, and then I'm going to voice over it and so on, and you can look through it and get my opinion. If you don't like that, you don't have to do it at all. So what you can do is just do the standard PowerPoint here. It's going to download, as you see right there. That's going to take a while, so I'm going to go ahead and open chapter 4, and it'll give you the PowerPoint and you can go through the slides. Does that make sense? So you have a choice. You don't really have to use these so much, but I would encourage you to do so because it's really going to help clarify some things. So over here, course content, you have the learning modules where the work is. You have the textbook. That's the book we're using. You have the chapter PowerPoint and the audio PowerPoint, and then you have discussions. Now, discussions are usually graded. Most of the thing is graded here. You're going to do this intro, introduce yourself to class right here, and I just submitted one, so that's why it says unread post is 1. Muddiest point is going to be a really helpful place to go. And why can we not click on it right now? Oh, it did work. Okay. So if you have a question of what's working and what's not working, let me go back there. I don't love how this works. Okay, let's see. So if I have a question about what's going on in the course, then I can ask it here. So if I click here, then I can say, create a thread, say chapter, sorry, I gotta get rid of this. So here, go chapter, say my subject is chapter 12, question on figure. Okay, figure 1.3, oh sorry, 12, it would be like 12.3 because it's chapter 12. So figure, that's a figure number, by the way, and you always want to include that, and those are in our book, you'll see them. That tells you chapter 12, third image. Image is not loading in the ebook or something. Does anyone know why? That kind of thing. And then you could post it and submit it right there. And then another student would reply. So when I'm online Monday through Thursday, I'll go through the discussions, go through the muddiest point here, which is up here, muddiest point. I'll go through it and I'll check and I'll verify things. But if I'm offline Friday through Sunday, this is a great place to go to ask questions from your students. If it's something that they can answer, they probably will. People are, if something's going wrong or something's not working, that's a good place to put information. Okay, so we went through this. Learning modules, textbook, chapters, PowerPoints, optional. Discussions, you do have to participate in discussions. Netiquette, I think we talked about that quite a bit, so you want to review that. Then you're going to get into the announcements. Now I already sent an announcement out with the, oh gosh, that's the wrong due date, sorry. So the final is on the 28th. It's on a Sunday. Everything else is on a Monday at 11 p.m. Okay, so I'm not online past 2 p.m. So ask questions earlier, and then there's a bunch of other information here on what to do. Let's see, announcements. So check that. You should have your settings to the point where those announcements come through to your email, but you're going to have to find out how to do that because I am not sure on that. CNM email, this is how you're going to communicate. You're going to send it to me. And then you're going to, subject, you're going to say question. So on and so forth. Okay, that's how that's going to be. Anything else over here? Grades, of course. We want to know about that. So our grades will be here, and once you've submitted things, like the introduce yourself to the class, it's 10 points, so you got 10 out of 10. Maybe the quiz, you got 8 out of 10 on here. The quizzes, and we should get back to that because I want to make this the last video. The quizzes are going to be 2 attempts. I'm going to scroll down to quiz. You have 20 minutes to complete 10 questions, okay? You have 2 attempts to take it. Highest grade will be calculated for the final grade for this. So 20 minutes to take this, and then you should have a basic understanding of what's happening. So click to launch, and then you're going to click begin when you're ready. Don't do it before. Make sure you've read everything. And then you've got, see the timers ticking away here. Okay, so question is here, and the questions are there. So you're going to go through them, and you're going to answer them as best you can, and click Save Answer once you get there. Say, I'm just going to say this. I'm not telling you whether that's correct or not, and then save and submit. And then it'll be like, you didn't do 2 through 10. So pay attention to that little window. For me, I'm just going to save and submit and say, okay. But you want to make sure, because I got no points for that because I did all of that wrong, okay? So that's what that looks like. I'm trying to think of what else we want to go over. Oh yeah, let's go back to the syllabus for a moment. Now, make sure you have a desktop or laptop. You cannot use your phone for this class, and you cannot use your iPad. Make sure that you know where the computer labs are and what their hours are in case you get into some kind of Wi-Fi problem, because it's not going to be excused. I won't extend it. Make sure you have a backup computer. Make sure this is correct. Okay, so requirements and grading. So the midterm's 125. There's 2 midterms. There's a final. There's a gallery report where you go into a gallery. Usually people go to the museum here in town. If you're not in town, email me sooner than later on this. Then you have homework, art projects, and so on. And then down here you have quizzes. You have 10 of them, 12 quizzes, at 10 points each. And you have those 2 attempts only. More information here. Some of this I have to rearrange, and I do apologize. Usually I am much more together on this, on the first day. But there were a couple things, the way the midterm was working, I didn't love it. So this will be different. It says 100 points here. That's not correct. It's going to be 125. So there's a few changes I need to make on the actual schedule. I will definitely clean that up and post that this week. But everything else on the midterm should be correct. Oh, and then our chapters, make sure you know we're going 1 through 17, no 18 through 20, and then 21 and 22, no 23. Okay, so 19 chapters that we're covering. All right, well, welcome to the course. Do well. Email me with questions.